Hello all, myself Della David. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of EEE in Jyoti Engineering College, Cherudirthi. Today we are going to discuss the self-control mode of operation for a synchronous motor drive. We know that the speed of a synchronous motor can be controlled by means of V/F control scheme. In this control scheme, we will be keeping the V/F ratio a constant up to base speed, and beyond base speed the voltage is kept as a constant whereas the frequency is increased. We can employ either a true synchronous mode of operation or self-control mode of operation for implementing this V/F control scheme. So here in this lecture we will be concentrating on the self-control mode of operation for the synchronous motor drive. In this scheme we will be using a load commutated thyristor inverter. So this is the circuit diagram for the self-control mode of operation using load commutated thyristor inverter drive. In this circuit there are two converters. The first one is source side converter with the firing angle alpha S, and second one is load side converter with firing angle alpha L. VDS is the output voltage produced by the source side converter, whereas VDL is the input voltage when seen from this terminal of the load side converter. So here in this drive system, if the synchronous motor is operating in the motoring mode, the power flows from three-phase AC supply to the synchronous motor. And for the generating mode of operation, the reverse happens. That is, power flows from the synchronous motor to the AC supply side. Let alpha S be the firing angle of the source side converter and alpha L be the firing angle for the load side converter. We have learnt in power electronics that if for this converter, this is basically a rectifier, in order to get the rectifying operation, alpha S should be lying between 0 and 90 degree. So for 0 less than or equal to alpha S less than or equal to 90 degree, the source side converter will be working as a rectifier, and for 0 less than or equal to alpha L less than or equal to 90 degree, this thing will be working in the other mode. So as I have told you, this drive employs two converters. The first one is source side converter and the second one is load side converter. The source side converter is a 6-pulse line commutated converter, which means these SCRs do not require a force commutation technique. These SCRs will be turned off by the virtue of line voltages. So that is why this source side converter is called as a line commutated converter. So this I have already explained. For alpha is less than 90, the first converter, that is the source side converter, works as a rectifier, delivering positive VDS like this polarity and positive ID. ID is the DC link current. And for 90 less than or equal to alpha S less than or equal to 180 degree, the source side converter will be working as an inverter, delivering negative VDS. Negative VDS, just the reverse polarity of this, and positive ID. So we know that for motoring operation, the power flow should be from the supply side to motor. So the first converter will be acting as a rectifier and the second converter will be acting as an inverter. For inverter, the firing angle of the load side converter should be lying between 90 degree and 180 degree. And also one more condition is the VDS, the output voltage of this converter, should be greater than VDL. Next one is for generating operation. I told you just the reverse happens, that is power flows from the motor to the supply side. So for this, the firing angle of the source side converter lies between 90 degree and 180 degree. for which this converter, the source side converter, will be acting as an inverter, and the other one, the firing angle, will be lying between 0 and 90 degree, that is 0 less than alpha L less than 90 degree. You can see a DC link inductor in the circuit. This is your DC link inductor. DC link inductor reduces the ripple in the DC link current. Also, due to the presence of this DC link inductor, the load side converter appears to be a current source inverter. We know the property of the inductor. It opposes the change in current. So, the input to the load side converter is nothing but a constant current, which can be treated as a current source. And one more peculiarity is these SCRs, that is, the SCRs of the load side converter, will be commutated by the load voltages, that is, the voltages induced by the synchronous motor. So, also for the load side converter, we do not require any forced commutation techniques. And we have seen the CSI fed induction motor drive. And here we have seen the CSI fed synchronous motor drive. One major difference between these two drives is that the later one, that is the CSI fed CSI fed synchronous motor drive employs load commutation, whereas the induction motor drive system uses forced commutation. Next, we can see how the self-control mode of operation is achieved. We know that in self-control mode of operation, the rotor do not need to track the changes in the stator frequency. The stator frequency is made so that the stator magnetic field speed is same as that of the rotor speed. So the frequency of load side converter output voltage is equal to the frequency of the induced voltage in the armature, because the induced voltages in the armature is proportional to the rotor speed. So firing pulses are generated by comparison of motor induced voltages, or rather the induced EMFs. So for this, we can make use of rotor position sensors. The frequency of induced EMF depends on speed of the rotor poles with respect to armature winding. So this is how the signals from the rotor position sensors have the same frequency as that of the induced EMF, and also they have a definite phase with respect to the induced EMF. So it is clear that by employing rotor position sensors, we are able to get an information regarding the rotor speed. So the stator supply frequency is made the same as that of is made so that the synchronous speed is same as that of the speed of the rotor. So this is about the self-control mode of operation. With this, we will wind up this lecture. We'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you.